guidelines shit from YouTube. I can't even click OK, whatever. Okay, it's fading away. Wonderful. All right, I am. What the fuck? What do I usually say? Oh wait, shit! I don't even have my mic attached. Bad audio for the first 10 minutes. Okay, it should be good now. Wonderful. You should all be able to hear me relatively well. Okay, cool. I'm live. What the fuck is my intro? Hello, cocksuckers. I'm live, I guess. That's my intro. And I'm practicing live. Come draw with me, part 4, whatever. And I'm continuing onwards with crazy scooters, right? So, nobody's watching. I already got a like. How the fuck did I already get a like? I'm so confused. Why can't I click on my own video? Hold up. This is a... The man is back. Oh, what the fuck? Of course it's Hiya, buddy. Yes, I'm back. Give me one moment. I will draw, but I need to be able to see my video on my tablet off to the left so I can... Hi from India. Hi there, Nitin. How are you? Nitin Joseph? What the fuck? I swear I went to school with you. Bro, what the fuck? I swear there was a guy with that name in my school. But I guess technically he was Indian. I mean, yeah, he was, but... Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Literally with that exact name. It was a pretty brown school, so I'm not surprised, but still. But okay, I can see my video off on the left, and let's get drawing. Yeah, that is a coincidence for sure. Okay, I can see everything. Wonderful. Let's finish this off, because that's where I left off last time, which is finishing off this. What is this? Little bike, right? Made pretty big errors, but let's again focus on the perspective, right? I definitely need to break out of this little viewport, right? This little view of the perspective, because this and this are only slightly different, but whatever. I'm here now. I've done it. Might as well continue onwards, right? So it's roughly around there. So if this is my perspective, and this is twice the length, right? Twice the length, then 1, 2, and then bring it down there, I guess. Is that even accurate? It's hard to see, but I think it's something like this. Yeah, I mean, you have to visualize it too, right? So I have to be able to think about the fact that that's likely what it looks like before I bring it back here, right? Same thing. Like this is going to be very, very subtle because again, it's connected like so. So you really shouldn't even see barely that, right? So that seems to make a bit more sense. Make a bit more sense. And wow, I have 2 people watching me. Been following your content for a couple of weeks now. I got a mental block yesterday. Have not been able to pick up a pen till now. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, bro, I feel the exact same. I randomly got a mental block. It's been a while. It was like a month, 3 weeks ago, where for 3 days straight, I just did not feel like drawing. But the way I like to approach this is rather than think about it in terms of a really large task, like a gargantuan task in terms of I have to draw X, Y, Z. Art block really comes from expectations, right? You expect yourself to perform to a specific level. So I'm just gonna keep regurgitating what I have been saying is completely thinking about the outcome, right? Generic is focus on the process, right? Pick up your pen and just do your best to think, right? You know what you want to draw, you know what you want to practice, so focus purely on the effort of practicing that and derive enjoyment from the errors you make from that practice, right? Anything else is simply a byproduct of that, right? That's it. And that's how I like to think about it. Okay, so what is happening here? I got to think about this thing again. So it's lower down, right? So yeah, totally agree. Yeah, it's easy to say, but I would genuinely give, like, literally right now, mute my fucking video. You can get off my fucking stream and just go draw something and put as much mental effort as you can possibly on it, and then simply train yourself to derive enjoyment from that effort. That's growth mindset. Growth mindset is just you're happy doing something as long as you're putting effort towards it. You don't care about what it becomes. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm thinking about the box, right? I'm trying to put as much effort as I can. I have to also think about, I have to speak while thinking about all this stuff. I have 4 viewers, nice. One of them probably being my girlfriend, and one of them being my fucking tablet. So I have 3 viewers. Well, my girlfriend obviously counts, but I'm talking about unique viewers. I'm sorry, baby, you're not unique enough. I'm gonna get my ass beat for this in Minecraft, of course. We're a no violence couple. But okay, what is the relationship here? This is one thing apart from the status of my relationship, which is soon to be determined. What is the relationship between this, right? Like this shape right here. I have to think about that because what is happening? We have this shape right here. I did think about it after I finished drawing, but I've forgotten a little bit. So it is this shape, it's coming down. Okay, so technically, I think it would be something like this, right? And then, oh, okay, I think I know what it is. Okay, so it's technically, because this is supposed to be straight, actually. So technically, it is something like this, right? Something like that. And then we have the perspective, which is this. And we can have it completely attached like so. And again, I have to. Oh wait, that was a mistake. That was a complete mistake. I didn't mean to do that. It should be something like this. There you go. Something like that. So ignore that line. If anything, it should be something like this. But either way, we have something. You got an Instagram account. It's same thing. Viggy Vodka. I have 0 posts. I'm not planning to post until I'm actually decent, to be honest. So give me years. But yeah, I do have one. But it's nothing special. Okay, let's just think out loud. Well, that's actually incorrect as well, but we'll leave it for the time being. And then we have the perspective going like so, and then down here, roughly. Very, very roughly. Emphasis on rough. But okay, now that's going down there, coming across. There you go. Because again, same, right? Same distance. It's not perfect, but just trying to figure it out. Isn't it like fucking 2 a.m. in India or some shit? What are you guys, like 14 hours ahead? The fuck? What are you doing up? But okay, and then that is the bottom, right? So it goes down, and then we have the wire, the tire, not the what the fuck, not the wire, the tire connecting like so. So if we have an ellipse here, it's you don't see it actually. Or maybe I can have it come down from over here. But it's going diagonal. So I got to think about how this is connected, right? It's connected from the top supposedly. And it's 4:50 a.m. here. I haven't slept for 24 hours plus insomniac, perhaps like Fight Club. Jesus Christ, bro. I'm sure it doesn't help if I say please try and get some sleep, but that's all I can say, right? Sleep is so important. But I mean, I guess if you're listening to me, you might as well draw, right? Hopefully, my extremely monotonous, fucking boring ass voice will put your ass to sleep. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I have to visualize this, but it's angled drawing alongside now. Cheers. Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, just enjoy, have fun, expend effort. Put me on mute if I'm distracting you, to be honest. But do give me your attention. But let's see. Bring this down here. And we have, okay, this shape I have to draw backwards now. So, dude, how do any of you listening to my voice backwards now? How the fuck does that not give you a fucking headache? Especially with my voice being dead. I'm trying to do a deep voice now. And see how fucking long it takes to figure this shit out. Okay, but it's okay. People expect me to be shit, so it's fine. This is like so. And this is the same, so I guess. Well, that shape has to be backwards, so I have to think about that. No, wait. Okay, if it's like that, then. Something like that, right? And then let's really think hard about this. Okay, what is that shape? It is something like that. And then it goes back here. And this covers it like so, something like that. But now we have to think about the tire. And I have to think about the wheel. How big is that fucking wheel? It is the same size as the head and the neck, supposedly. Right? If I were to fuck, I'm not trying to message anything. If I were to look at it, it is yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. Obviously some level of how is this going to be connected? We can have something like oh, well, actually it's fine. We could just have it like that. Maybe it's coming from the top. And we have something like this. Maybe right there. Let's try doing the wheel. Dang, Nathan, no judgment from here, but you do need some sleep, homie. Ever tried melatonin or something? Might be too weak for you, but worth a try. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't recommend melatonin just because it can still fuck up your sleep. But if you haven't slept for 24 hours, that might be necessary. Yeah, okay. I know it's very muddied, so I'm probably going to do something else. It's hopefully slightly cleaner, but okay, let's see. Where do I want the middle to be? Somewhere like right there, right? And I guess something like okay, I need to relax my thumb. This part of my thumb's been hurting since I streamed on Friday actually, so I need to really relax it. I've realized that I still hold my pen a bit too stiffly, so we just need to focus on relaxing that. Right. I recently discovered I can go up to 36 hours without it and not have much effect on me. Rather, I draw better. Just the excitement keeps me awake. Weird, but that's how it is. I think you're fucking coping. That's a fucking cope, bro. You gotta sleep. That's called fucking being delusional from lack of sleep. What the fuck? And I guess okay, that looks pretty fucking bad. So let me rest my brain. Oh fuck, where's my water? Let me go get my water. It's a good thing I have a lavalier mic. You can all follow me while I get my water. But I need to figure that entire section out. So yeah, let me rest my brain and then I'll get back to it again. Oh god, pain. The tire needs to be like an oval stretched out vertically. Yeah, it's a bit off. And looking at the reference, there's some things I gotta fix. So I guess I'm gonna do some drawing over, I guess, over here. But let's try to figure it out a bit, why don't we? Hmm. I'm just trying to figure this out still. Yeah, hi buddy, I agree. It's not good to do that to yourself. But yeah, hopefully you can sleep soon, Nathan. But okay, let's try to figure this out. It's so first of all, I know it looks bad, but second of all, I think maybe I'm confusing myself a little. So let's try what is the main thing? First, I need to understand what is my main source of confusion. Likely, to be honest, everything, but fucking guy, vape keeps the eye fatigue at bay, and black coffee keeps the brain firing like nuts. You fucking piece of shit. Fuck off, bro. You're gonna die. Oh my god, that's literally asking to die by 30. Jesus Christ. I shall see you there. But let me try to figure this out. Okay. My main source of confusion is probably, I mean, the attachments, yeah, but this right here, right? If we have the reference, is this pen dying? Oh god, I hope it's not dying, bro. That's so embarrassing. Dying on stream. Come on. Is it dying? God damn it. Uh, it might be. Well, let me pull out my other pen that was dying and is hopefully not as dead anymore. That's what I do. I just go back and forth between pens that are almost dead. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's fine. It's honestly probably best to follow the perspective. I think this is also dead. You got this, Biggie. Just stretch, jumping jacks, etc. I mean, I got a draw. I can't do any of that. But okay, so what I think it is, okay, this is what it is, right? With the body coming in like so, right? And then it's obviously that's happening. Okay, all these pens are actually dead, so I'm gonna fucking throw this shit out. What's the point if it's dead? And let me get my new pen. Apologies for the, I guess, midstream change of material, but did you look at that? It only took what, 3 seconds? Nice. It's a good thing I bought about 50 of these pens, and I begged my friends to buy me a bunch more. So everything worked out at the end of the day. Mentally stretch and do jumping jacks. Oh, very correct. That's how you know I'm fucking retarded. I can't think right now. Oh, this is so much better. It's also gonna really show how shit my lines are. Okay, so I think this is what's happening, right? And then if we gotta follow the perspective like so. It's a good pen. I see why. Yeah, it's a really good pen, and again, it's a really humbling pen at that. Right? It's not just a pen that you learn from. It's a pen that learns from you. Oh, yeah, it's so deep. But anyways, this is like, where are you from, Biggie? Well, currently I'm in Canada. That's the most I'd like to say. But I was born in New Delhi, but I am South Indian. My mom is from Chennai. But yeah, whatever. I am Tamil. I'm South Indian Tamil or Tamil for the Mahwat folk. So yeah, that is me. My dad was from Kanyakumari. Nice. That sounds relatively familiar, but I'll be honest, I don't know what that is. Like, I'm unfortunately not as cultured as I'd like to be, but perhaps more cultured than I should be. It's quite interesting, isn't it? That's the southernmost tip of Kerala. Oh, okay, okay, I see, I see. Okay, I think this is what's happening from. Let me look at this reference again. Okay. Ah, okay, okay, okay. So it's like this, and then this thing is underneath here slightly. So it's like kind of down right here. Let's just say I'm mostly Native American, but look white. Oh, okay. What type of Native American are you? I will be ignorant because I won't know. Right? I only know the hiya 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 like that type of the fucking shitty memes. But I am genuinely curious. So memes notwithstanding, please do tell. Okay, it's like this. Uh, nope, that's wrong. It shouldn't have been like that, but I'll go with it. Let's just say it's like that. This is incorrect. This is obviously incorrect, but you might have heard of it. Cherokee. Yeah, okay. Yes, I'm well aware. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about Justin Trudeau and literally every single fucking politician throughout the entire history of Canada. Right. I can't really apologize on their behalf, but as a minority, I understand how it must. I mean, I don't understand exactly how your entire goddamn people must feel, but I can only empathize and imagine. Right. I don't know if this is like generic and all you hear are fucking apologies, but genuinely, I'm sure it's fucking annoying to have your land taken from you. I don't want to get into politics, but I always got frustrated at the way the entire situation was handled. But that's history. Dude, how frequently do you stream? I just started. Like this, I just started. Okay, so it's connected like this, I think. Yeah, okay. And then you have the wheel that's essentially twice as long. And there you go. And then this thing is it's coming down from the front, so it's coming down like that. But no, I'm gonna try not to get into politics because my political opinions are garbage anyways. Like I don't really have any political opinions. I mostly just meme on them, so that probably makes me a bad citizen. But yeah, it's cool. Native American, very nice. I'll leave it at that. Let's see. You left a bigger comment. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it, but as you said, it's in the past and nothing you did. I don't hold resentment for it. Happy to have the life I'm able to live now. That's all. That's the best you can do, right? And it's honestly respectable. You have that mindset. It's easier. It's easier to hate, and it's easier to be angry. It's also I was gonna say hangry. It is also easier to be hangry. That's why you need your nutrients. But okay, I think I've got a slightly better idea. I did fuck it up a little, but it might be more something like this. I think I'm actually starting to get it down a little. So okay, I think my biggest thing is I keep trying to look at the reference. So you know what? We should just make this the entire thing, right? And this one goes all the way back here, and this is how it's connected. That'd probably be a bit better. Because that way I can just add random wires and shit in this space as it is in the reference. But this is very muddled, and this is probably getting very confusing for those watching. And honestly, I'm confusing myself. So let me get a new blank sheet of paper, and let's continue onwards from there. Right? Jesus. Okay. No, I still have 4 people watching. That's pretty cool. Oh wait, no, 2 people watching, discounting my iPad and my girlfriend. But I think she's just like having me on in the background while she does something. How long has it been? Jesus Christ, I've already been drawing for 25 minutes. Jam Jude. But anyways, okay. So here's how I understand the front. And we can start by actually, okay, I want to do a different perspective. Okay, let's do like this. It's so easy to hate, but tiring on the mind and soul. Much healthier to be happy. The world hasn't been fair to many of us. TBH. Yeah, it's true. I mean, and now my girlfriend just messaged me, how could you call me out in the middle of your life? And thus I'm calling her out again. Get fucked. Baby, get fucked. But yeah, it is much easier to hate. I mean, I'm Indian, right? So you're gonna see a lot of Indian hate all over the internet. It's very common. It's very, very common, right? So what do? I just meme on it. What else can I do, right? You know, poo and loo jokes, shitskin jokes, all that stuff. What else can you do but just laugh it off? Obviously, we cry in our spare time and just fucking fraud at the mouth, but you never let them know that. In person, you're like, no, I'm not angry. No, not at all. There you go. Okay, again, something like that. Right. It's not perfect, but yeah, this is way too long, obviously. But then we have something like this. Right, this connects there, then it goes down. So a quick question. When I draw, I love to practice perspective, but when I see my drawing, the 3D illusion in my own eye is so difficult to consistently maintain, as I know that I'm drawing on a 2D plane. It's just practice, bro. It is difficult to maintain. I'm struggling right now and I'm making so many mistakes. It's just make as much possible cognitive effort as you can to continue to visualize the 3D plane, right? You're basically gaslighting yourself, but you have to just believe what you're drawing exists on a three-dimensional surface, right? And that just comes down to always visualizing a box perspective, you know? So I don't have like the perfect solution for you, but yeah, for lack of a better word, you really are just gaslighting the shit out of yourself into understanding and maintaining that. Okay, so the wheel is very thin, right? So when I look at the reference, oh, dude, very common. As a man in America that was alive during 9/11, I saw people hear and say nasty things. Sorry if any of that ended up getting to you. It didn't, bro. I was 4 years old. Don't worry. It probably got to my parents, but I was too busy fucking sucking on my thumb, probably, or watching Zabumafu or some shit like that, right? It's more so common. Like I just don't go on the internet, but when I did more often, you see a lot of that shit, and you get annoyed, but you can't do anything. People will have opinions. There will be wrong opinions because the only opinion that's right is mine. And you just gotta be like, ha ha ha. One day I will beat the shit out of you, right? Violence incites more violence. It's the only way to live. But okay, I'm looking at the reference right now. Let's see. Let's try to figure this out. Okay, something like that, right? And I completely understand the thing. It's very hard to visualize all of this. It's kind of like a mix between intuition and understanding. Again, like this wheel is curved, it curves down and it goes. I want to figure out how big it is, right? So it's like roughly this big. So I do have to maintain that, right? I guess for the time being, let's just make it a cylinder. So true, it's ignorant, man. Not that it's an excuse, but definitely people shouldn't take it personally, especially coming from people that know nothing but the people. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like India does have a lot of negative stereotypes about it, right? But the West perpetuates them as well. I grew up with my culture, so I know what's true and what isn't true, right? I know what like which critiques are valid and which ones aren't. But what do you see on the internet? You just see a bunch of beggars and homeless people and like the worst of the worst, right? It's obviously very intentional. It's all very intentional because India does have a lot of smart people, right? It does have a lot of potential, but there's a lot of lack of education. There's a bunch of shit. Right? Again, I'm not here to get into politics because I don't know shit. I'm sure my dad would love to tell you about this stuff, but for me, all I know is that just stop hating in it and just start loving instead. That's all I know. Okay. Maybe this should have been longer. I think the wheel is maybe too big. I don't know. I'm still figuring this out. But let's see. So I can make this come up here. And we got, again, something like... No, wait. Maybe that's a bit off. Yeah, it should have been more like that. But anyways, like that, right? Yeah. And then we have... There you go. Maybe it's coming. So, dude, I've seen places in the city that look way worse than pictures I've seen from India. People should worry about the speck in their own eye, as the saying goes. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, TLDR, just don't be rude or gay. So, what more can we ask? What more can we ask? I mean, we can ask all of it. But for now, what more can we ask? Okay. Let's see. And this comes down because it's equally as long. And then I guess if I'm gonna go by that, something like that, right? I think this is so bad. It's completely detached. It's so completely detached. So I need to figure that out. Honestly, that's probably the biggest thing I need to figure out right now is just how it's attached and how high it is. This probably should have been a bit higher. Yeah, this is very difficult to understand. I'm not gonna lie. This is very difficult to understand. I don't even know if I should continue onwards with this because it's kind of useless, I would say, at this point. Right? If you don't mind, someday, may I send some of my shitty practice material to get your opinion on? Yeah, I mean, I have no problems with it, but again, I'm not like some extremely good drawer. Like, literally, look who you're asking. Look who you're fucking asking. Right? So, yeah, again, no qualms whatsoever, but again, you might want to tread lightly, as Heisenberg once said. Right? Do you really want me? I don't know. That just looks retarded. Okay. Some things have to be figured out here. Still way better than me, lol. I started less than 2 weeks ago. Okay, obviously. I cheated and started using graph paper. Don't necessarily recommend it, but it's helping me get an idea of the angles. I think that's completely fine, right? You can do graph paper a little bit and then graph paper without, and you basically start imprinting lines in your mind's eye, right? Let me rest my brain. And it is very difficult to draw seeing through this fucking ring. Like, bruh, it's literally like a circle, and then the phone's like this, and then this is my viewport right here. This is what I'm looking through, this little space. So let me rest my brain, and then I'll continue onwards, I guess. Yeah, just gotta. Ever been to New Delhi? Looks great for us though. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Ever been to New Delhi? Yeah, I went when I was a kid. In 2008 was the last time, so it's been a very long time. But okay, Yeah, fuck you. It looks great for you. I just understood what you meant by that. Fuck you. Fucking you get the full view and I just have this little sliver. But I think the most important thing right now is maybe trying to figure out where the attachment lies. Right? I need to make a consistent orthographic view, as they say. An orthographic view. So that is like this is what we have, right? Technically, I guess maybe not super accurate, but this is what we have. And then we have this thing essentially following along. Or actually, no, it's not. Fuck, it's like this. It's straight. And then we have that. God, even my orthographic views, I'm so fucking inconsistent. And this thing comes out, whatever. So how do I want to attach this? Is a question. This is like jutting out, right? I don't know what to do here. I guess I should just go back down backwards like that. Yeah, I guess. Just connect it like that. But now the main thing is this. How is this connecting? Well, we have, if I look at the reference, and again, lots of going back and forth between the reference, but I'm getting slowly better, right? Again, the struggle is where the reward is. So as long as I keep coping and telling myself that, one day it'll become true. But let me zoom in, because sometimes I don't even know what it's actually like. So I think maybe a bit deeper in, it's essentially like this, right? And then it's aligned exactly with the tip here. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is actually way more in, right? So that helps, right? So it's like that. And this fucking thing is underneath. Okay, so it's a bit lower. Yeah, and then we have something like this, right? Whatever. So it's a bit condensed. This isn't perfect, but I think this is just how I'm going to go about it right now so I can understand it a bit better, right? And it's actually going, is it going over? Let me check because thankfully there's a front view and a back view. It is right underneath. So actually this would probably be more like that. It'd probably be more angled like this way. But either way, right, you have something like that. It's like very close to it. And then how big is this? This is, let's see, something like, yeah, it's literally just something like this. Right? Yeah, and that's roughly the distance between the bottom of this. And then like, yeah, then we have the bike like that. Okay. Wow. Okay. That looks legit from the side. now we just have to fucking make it three-dimensional. That's the hard part, right? And I definitely know about hard parts. Oh god, a fucking shit joke. Anyways, I think that's what I need to focus on right now. And of course, I say this in every single one of my videos. So this is what I need to focus on. This is what I need to focus on. Blah 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 blah. It's never the fucking. It's always bullshit. But yeah, okay. Oh god, my neck hurts so much from fucking. Let me see if I can put my chair a bit lower. I cannot. Okay, wonderful. So, because I'm gonna draw a bit further out, and let's really, really, really focus on visualizing. Right, it's all I can do. It's all I will do. So, the wheel. Right. It's good because if I do something like this, actually, let's make the front. Just visualize the fuck out of that. Is that accurate? No, actually, it's supposed to be like this, right? Yeah, visualize that, and then I can make. Wait, how did I do it before? Wait. Is that? This should probably be longer, I guess. It's not gonna be perfect, but I'm actually really trying to make an attempt to visualize this. Are you looking straight down, or do you have an angled surface? This is an angled desk. Check out the description in my video. Amazon associate link. But no, it is that one though. It is actually that one. But yeah, it's a drawing desk, or like a drafting table or whatever they call it. Ain't no fucking way I'm looking down, bro. Fuck that shit. I'm only craning my neck right now because again I have this little thing to look through. This is the ring light. This is where the camera is located, and this little area right here is where I have to look through. And my head's like up here, right? So obviously I'm kind of craning it as I'm trying to look through this damn little hole. But when I'm actually recording and not doing these live streams, it's fine, which is why it's okay, right? Cool, gotcha. That makes a big difference being comfortable. Yeah, yeah, for sure. But again, you just got to get used to it, right? If you want to be the goat, you can't complain. Okay, and then something like this. Might as well just make it the entire thing. There you go. But yeah, don't worry. I do care about my health, so I will not be like messing up my neck or anything. Okay, this is looking slightly better. I think we can agree on that. I just have to keep visualizing is the most important thing. Uh, something like that. There you go. Right. Oh, I actually fucked that up a little, but I guess it works, kind of. Okay, and then we got this, which is now what's going over in this case? Let me try to think. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Let me just try to get this done first. So this is going all the way back here, technically, right? It's a bit further back. So, right. Okay. Hopefully this will all start coming together very soon. Right. Make this side just a bit bigger. And then, should we have the wheel? No, the wheel should be the last thing that's added. But we have to think about the size of the wheel. I made this too small. I'm very well aware I made this too small. Right? But actually, if I look at the reference, how big is that fucking wheel? Okay, it's a bit smaller. This is much longer too. And this is a bit smaller as well. So still, proportions need some work, but slowly but surely I'm starting to understand it a bit better, right? Which is all that matters. So if I'm attaching it through here, let's just say it's coming like straight through there, right? Even though I think in the reference it's a bit more angled vertically. It's like this. But I guess for the sake of just this one, let's just see, right? Something like that. Will this work? Something like that, right? And then we have the wheel. Let's make it, this is the perspective right there. So there you go. It's like covering it, right? And okay, so I obviously got this thing a bit wrong. And This is going from here. This is obviously coming a bit in here. So it's not too bad. Actually, wow, that looks like at least some sort of wheel attachment. I think we can at least agree on that, right? That definitely looks like some sort of wheel attachment, and we can kind of fraud it and make it centered right here. That looks good, dude. Thank you. Thank you. I'm getting better. Again, I'm going to be obsessively doing this until I get the entire mannequin down, right? So there's lots of room for improvement. But I'm gonna rest my brain now. You know, everybody continue drawing, right? Don't mind me. But this is good. Again, I'm doing it in the comfortable angles right now, but I think it's time to start doing it in an angle I'm not comfortable with, because that's how I'm really gonna improve my understanding of the spatial reasoning, right? And actually here, just to make it connect back. There you go. Well, that was way too thick, but right, because then we have something like, yeah, you don't really see this side on the other side. And I respect that about you. You know how to push yourself. Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's difficult, right? It's so easy to try to keep these side angles, and because I'm pretty decent at any box that looks like this, right? I'm pretty decent at anything that's in this angle, right? Like this is this way, it's that way, right? Even something like this isn't too bad, but it's actually really easy to forget what you need to push yourself in, right? That's another, I think, learning aspect. It's actually sometimes it can just be very difficult to know how to push yourself, or not know. It can be very easy to forget how to push yourself. So that's what I do need to do right now. But let me rest my brain. Give me a second. God, bro, I can't wait for my fucking voice to get better. Okay, great. Oh, my neck. Okay, I guess it's just what the fuck, two viewers. How? Oh, my iPad and hiya, buddy. I guess my girlfriend fucked off. Even she got bored of my shit. It's just me and you, buddy. I actually, again, bro, I appreciate you. You're like my only fan who seems to come on for these things. And I think you came pretty late too. I think you, no pun intended, but I think you joined literally in my first stream or something, right? That's when you found out about me. I guess the algorithm pushed me. I don't even know when you subscribed, but yeah, no, thanks, man. Thank you. Right, but let's see. Oh, my girlfriend messaged me. She's still watching. So I guess YouTube's just glitching. I don't know how many people are watching then. Back and forth, I guess. Two watching, yeah. But 4 likes. Confusing. Okay, whatever. Everybody here. She's fucking flipping me off. God damn you, woman. Okay. But let's keep going. And okay, see, I was immediately about to do this fucking angle again. So let's change it up. And what if we start from the bottom and now we're here? Okay. I do want to fill this space, but maybe we won't do the entire thing. Uh, let's think. Is that no? And then we could do something like, I just randomly got a suggested video from your channel, called me a cunt, and I've been here ever since. Well, you're welcome, cunt. Yeah, a very very specific type of channel, as you've learned, right? Not many people are gonna enjoy this content or this content. Just got lucky that you started doing lives right after I subbed. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. Uh, Now this is going to be difficult, but let's see what we can do. I made that too long, that's for sure. That's when you adapt or some shit, right? Let's see. I'm trying to do like a side view, but from the bottom, you know? So the box is more like that, right? So obviously it's not perfect, but I'm trying because we want to be able to see the underside of this now, right? But this is also obviously following this right here. And this is technically incorrect, so we could have it like this. And this is a really cool channel concept. It's awesome to be able to visually take that art journey with you. That was the whole point I did this, is there's literally zero art progress channels out there, like genuine art progress channels. Not the ones where like, look at my art progress video, ooh, right? Not the ones that start posting when they're good, right? There are zero art progress channels out there that purely showcase their journey and actually practicing art properly, right? Because think about it, every concept artist, everybody who's good at art, a lot of the content we see of theirs is when they're already good, right? But they all say they've taken this journey that I'm taking, right, with practicing the fundamentals, understanding shapes, forms. So I got really lucky that ArtWad, I learned about it literally a year ago, right? And I just happened to, or like 2 years ago, and I just decided like, okay, it's time to start practicing their shit as well, you know. And that's what really propelled my journey, is the fact that I got lucky that I discovered their channel, and then I got lucky that they started that it. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. I'm too distracted. Hold up. Basically, I just got lucky that I discovered the way to get good at art. It's vulnerable of you, honestly, very cool. Yeah, thank you again. Like, I'm okay with being shit. You know, I don't expect to be good for a while, so I don't have any ego about it, right? This is the whole point, is to showcase that art is not a pretty process, but it is a fun process, right? Learning is a very fun process, and we should all allow ourselves that ability to just enjoy learning rather than thinking so much about when we'll get good, because then we're not are we learning, or are we just obsessed with some sort of end result, you know? That's the whole point. Plus I want money. I want lots and lots of money. So honestly, the main reason I even did this is because I want fucking money. So yeah, not only am I'm vulnerable, I'm a fucking leech. Okay, this is this has gone to shit. So, but I think I learned a decent amount from this. So let's do it again. Let's actually keep practicing this angle, because if I can do this angle, then this is completely different than all the other angles, and it gives me a better understanding of the actual bike, right? So let's do this again, but from the same angle that I just tried doing it. And let's do it here this time. And I guess we'll make it a bit smaller. But yeah, the whole point of this channel is to showcase that art is a process that is not pretty, but it is very enjoyable. And there's specific things that you, I'm gonna say must. Actually, yeah, you must do to get objectively better, right? There's a lot of subjectivity in art when it comes to representational art, which is creating the world around us through line, right? Yes, there is subjectivity. Styles exist, but style is the icing on the cake. Style is the decisions you make on top of the fundamentals, right? Antonio says this all the time, right? Antonio, creator of ArtWad, the fucking people that I'm already always shilling, right? But this is the whole point of this channel. And there's no channel like this, and that's why I expect to be the number one, because not only am I going to be the first, and not only am I the first, I'm going to be the best, right? It's just, it's a given. Some days I feel like when I'm not drawing, I'm like, ah, fuck, man, it's all going to shit. But then I realize, like, I actually put in so much effort. It's very likely I'm going to be better than every single one of you. So let's see that angle again, maybe a bit different, right? But if it's from the bottom, then it's something like this, right? And then what's going on here? Something like that. Double it by twice the amount. I don't know if you guys watch The Creatures, but classic. It's absolute classic. Oh wait, if it's going here, then actually, is it like that? Okay, let's leave it like that for now. And then no wait, that's not right either. But it's okay. This is how you learn, right? Okay, roughly, I guess. Again, lots of mistakes. I keep forgetting to add some shit here, but then we think about this, and from the bottom, what does this look like? It's like this, right? Uh, just trying to think. Yeah, it should be like that. The fuck? I keep making the same mistake. I'm gonna have to figure that angle out more and more. Is that not it? It's close. I think it's close. There are some fucky shit going on here because obviously from the side it's like this. So if I'm looking at it from again this sort of plane, it should be something like that instead, right? And then this is going maybe like I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I hope the audio is good, by the way, because again, post processing, there's a bit of what's it called? Crackling, right? That noise is a bit sensitive. Jesus Christ, it's already been an hour, and hey, I actually have made some pretty decent progress, so I'm not gonna complain. And I keep visualizing this pretty decently. So let's do this, and right, that's equally as long, but I'm seeing the bottom, right? So how does that? Did I mess it up actually? Hmm. Uh, let's see. Right. So this is obviously the middle of the wheel. And what else is happening? Is it like something like that? And then obviously we can literally like if you ever want to make something look more legit, add a fucking cylinder. It's like the fucking hack. It's a hack, I swear. You know, right? Makes it look more legit, I guess. But and then we have this side which comes down like so, right? Oh, how the fuck I ended up making a top view again? This I know it's a complete fuck up. I literally ended up making it a top view somehow. I guess so. This is I could see from the bottom, and this I could see from. I don't know. I messed something up. So you see, now that we know this is a weakness of mine, we're just gonna keep staying in this angle, and we're gonna practice in this angle, right? Because otherwise, we just won't get better, right? Sorry. No, don't apologize, brother. You have a life outside of this channel. You don't have to apologize for not being able to be here. Okay. Um. Yeah. So I started off correctly, I believe, and then something went wrong here, right? Well, if actually technically I didn't start off correctly at all. If this is the box I was envisioning it in, I should be seeing way more of the bottom of this wheel. So this is okay. And it's funny, like if you want to make this look more interesting, you can literally just start adding little wires like so, just like the reference, right? And now, would you look at that? Now it's like, oh wow, this is a very complicated looking thing. Same with if you want to make this thing look interesting, just add a bunch of random cutouts like that. And it's like, okay, there's something going on here, right? Suddenly, and like I know this is off center, but even this, if you want to just follow the perspective, right? Even though I kind of did a shit job at that, but now it's like okay, like now there's more complicated, the more nuance to it all, right? And of course, this pipe on the other side comes out, whatever. Actually, crazy the difference those few lines made, right? Like it's this isn't anything incredible or whatever, but it's this is where Artwad teaches something called form indication, right? So if we just follow the form again, like if for rendering or whatever, if you just follow the form that you've established, suddenly it's like okay, there's a bit of texture or something here that we can imagine, right? Same thing here. And again, I'm no expert at this really, but it's kind of like it's like a cheap way to add rendering. Exactly, gives more depth, 100%, right? But that's not the point. The point, it is very cool, but the point is structure right now. So I'm gonna rest my brain again, and then I'm gonna try this angle, but exactly how I wanted it to be, or closer to what I wanted it to be with the box. But I do think slowly but surely progress is being made, right? Again, I'm gonna in total there will probably because the streams are going to be part of this crazy scooter workout stuff, right? So technically the part number now for my videos for crazy scooter series is going to be a lie because obviously I have put more hours into it, but I'll give my streams a shout out to make people watch this shit as well and give me more views. So let me rest my brain. All right, I guess I've rested my brain enough. Are you doing your are you dating your pages? Absolutely should be. Nah. No, but I do have a binder in which I keep everything organized, but the binder has doesn't have enough sections because I have so many series now. But like I guess the pages that are being dated are my videos, even though I have a backlog and like technically at this point, like the level of skill I have now, you won't be seeing the crazy scooter part until probably like end of May. No, probably even like beginning of June, right? So I have a backlog. So there's probably going to be a disconnect in terms of the skill level that people see in videos versus what they see on stream. Slightly, maybe like not even like 5%, but there will be a disconnect, right? But yeah, I'm not dating anything. My sister always says I should date all my drawings, and I have dated my drawings, right? Oh god. But all this practice, bro, like I can actually since it's just you and maybe one other person, I can actually bring this up just as like a pause. But here's all the pages that I have, right? All that shit. This is a spoiler, by the way. Haha, I'm spoiling you. But yeah, like I have all these. Fuck, you can't see shit, but like all these pages, and this is nothing. Like I have 200 pages of just cylinder and box cluster practices, right? So it's lots of practice. And again, if you look actually, no, I'm not gonna show it, but just imagine it's like this thick. There's a notebook this thick with like 200 pages of just cylinder and box practice. And what I mean by that is this type of practice, right? Where you're doing, and then you might do something like, see, I already fucked up the perspective, but you might be doing something like this, and then like that. Yeah, like all that shit. The art peeking through the cover looks sick. Oh, thank you. This is the well, you'll see part one already if you look at my channel. Road to Kim Jong Il. This is the second one I did. The second imagination from drawing. That's why I'm going so off on the scooters, because the next time I do my drawing from imagination, which will be after my crazy scooters bout, uh, I want to be able to involve the scooters, right? But yeah, it basically has a shit ton of these types of clusters. And actually, it's funny enough how I fucked up the perspective on the initial one following. But yeah, this I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages of this. But I want to let you know, my first box, after 6 months of practice, trying the perspective clusters looked like this. Okay, let me just so you have an idea. That's what it looked like. The first 20, 30 pages. That's what they look like. All right. So going from here to here took like half a year, right? And I changed pens. I changed to a much harder pen during that time too. So now you can see why this even is something I'm pushing myself with, right? But but yeah, some good shit, good shit. But yeah, I have a lot of practice, and there's always more to go. And the funny thing is, like my channel, the reason, like you can tell, because the reason I even have the channel is to show you how many hours of practice. What is there? 112 videos out right now. What is that? 112 hours, right? And how much did I gain in terms of skill? I went from what, like here to here, right? Nothing. You know, the ceiling's like up all the way up there. I went maybe like 3% in the matter of 112 hours, but that's a valuable 3%. That's the way you have to think about it, right? And this is why when they say art is a grind, it's not meant to deter you. It's meant to excite you. Like you have your entire lifetime to learn about this thing, right? It's incredible. Okay, I guess let me put it in a box like this now. This is obviously something that I am struggling with. So because I'm struggling with it, I must do it again, right? So I think we can confidently say something like this is part of that equation, right? And now we need to figure out the rest, which is something like that, right? Not bad, actually. Not bad at all. Not incredible by any means, but not bad. And then we have right above this, let's say we have again the body. Oh wow, I have 6 people watch, 4 people watching technically. No, yeah, 4 people because of my tablet. 5 people. Let's just count my girlfriend. But if that's the box, then this is where we can, because it juts outward, right? I think this is actually more accurate. And again, let's think about this is from the bottom. So is it more like that? Maybe. We're trying to figure it out, right? And again, from the bottom, if how big is this wheel in comparison to the body? It is half the size, roughly. So if this is the full size of the wheel, we're going to do well, first let's go this way because again, this is like the rough perspective I've established. Go this way. Wait, what the fuck am I even saying? We'll go this way. We'll go up. Something like that, right? Well, that's actually angled a bit too low. It should be more up above. the world so high, perhaps even like a diamond in the sky. Okay. Now we know that's angled upwards because of this shit. And again, it's a very fine balance of visualizing, thinking about the perspective, and just not being shit, right? So you have lots to think about. First and foremost, you can't be shit, but it's a tall order, and considering I'm only 5'7", we'll see how that goes. But uh, and then we can do something like this, right? Okay, why can't I? Why do I keep fucking this up? Why do I keep fucking this angle up? I never end up seeing the bottom of this because I'm shit. That is likely the answer. But why am I shit? When am I shit? Uh, well, I'm shit right now, but when did it all begin? Okay, no, if that's the box, roughly speaking, then, oh, it should have been angled like that. There you go. So then if I do this, I can actually create the bottom. There you go, like that. But why the fuck is that so far away? Oh my god, what did I fuck up now? Why is it so far away, bro? Why is it so far away? God damn it. This is gonna look so dumb. Something like that. And yeah, let's just make this, I guess, go behind it. Nope, nope, nope. Fucked up the perspective. It's just a custom body kit. Fair enough. Fair enough. Right. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so clearly the distance between these two is something I'm struggling with. Let me go back to uh the reference. Right, when in doubt, just go back to the reference. Okay, well, there. Well, I understand what I'm doing wrong now. I'm making this too long. That's why. This is, and this thing is, yeah, like objectively it should be cutting off like right around there. So that's on me. I was being stubborn with trying to adhere to my own logic. But would you try and angle from more underneath? That's what I was trying to do, but clearly it fucking went to shit. Oh, funny. And by funny I mean painful, but still. Uh right. And then like that should be from this over here. But yeah, let's try an angle from more underneath. But let me rest my brain first. I'll do it here and then I think I'll call it for today. I've been drawing a lot. I guess these streaming days are very, very long drawing days. I got you? What have you gotten me? Have you sent me money? That's the only thing I need. Okay. Let me rest my brain. There's going to be about 15 seconds of silence, so feel free to draw along and like and subscribe. Although I assume anybody watching actually is subscribed. No, no, no. Who the fuck is YouTube recommending this shit to? Oh god. Apologies for the sniffles. Ah. Oh god. Disgusting. Fucking gross, bro. So weird. The weather change completely fucked my voice. Even though I'm not even sick, but I got some of that nasally. So the wide part of the tire will be on the bottom from that perspective, right? Wait, what? So the wide part of the tire will be on the bottom I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. My reading comprehension is fucking shit apparently. I'll like point to something and you tell me if it's that. The wide part? I don't know what that means. Wide part of the tire will be on the bottom from that perspective. I'm not sure. I guess I'll wait for you to clarify, but well, the shapes basically involved in this is, again, these are the shapes, right? I'm drawing this, this, and these. What this looks like from the front is basically something like this, right? You have, and then it goes back, and then it comes diagonal, and it's basically just carrying over. That's what this is. And then, the front is like the double arc part. It's me, not you. I'm expressing it terribly. Nice, you're drawing right now. Very good, Dorian Weston. But oh shit, I just fucking dox you. The double arc part. What the fuck, bro? I'm sorry. I'm so confused. The double arc what's the arc? This? You're talking about this? The double arc. What's the double arc? So the wide part of the tire. Oh yeah, like the back. So, but what do you mean by it will be on the bottom? Are you talking about like this line? I guess the best way I can explain it is if this is the perspective, right? If you're talking about specifically just how that cylinder rests in that perspective, right? This is our minor axis, this right here. So what you're doing is you're accommodating a cylinder with that minor axis. See, it's also going like that. And it stops because this is the end of the plane. It stops right there, right? And it's more arced because you're still filling out the space. So it's like this. It's wider, yes. When just as a general rule, any ellipse, any cylinder you draw, the bottom, it's called a degree. Like for some reason, I think it's called a degree, right? The bottom will have a wider degree, like so, right? Because for example, if this is our horizon line, and this is like an ellipse you're drawing, and this is the box that's going towards this vanishing point, let's say, whatever. It's not perfect, but it's going towards that vanishing point. Then the bottom of the box, it's going towards that vanishing point as well. But you see how it's much narrower? So in this instance, this circle will also be much wider, I guess, yeah, in terms of degree, right? So you see how now there's a wider curve, like so. It's simple to understand. Again, a lot of perspective is simple to understand, but it's difficult to execute. So first, get in practice if you're talking about just drawing cylinders. Okay, wait. So I apparently just did it wrong. Let's see. He's clarifying. Like in the position the tire is on the ones you've drawn, we see the front of the tire in the front top from underneath. From underneath, we'd see the tire from the bottom. Does that make more sense? We'd see the front. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I think I just did it incorrectly. Right. If this tire, if I was trying to draw this from a bottom view, it would probably be more like, let's see. Like if we're actually trying to be accurate to the tire reference, right? Yeah, it'd be more like that. Right? Yeah. See, you see the bottom. If we're actually trying to like make it the bottom, then, and then you have this. You going like that. Right? Yeah. So, and that's where this box is in perspective, right? Seeing the bottom here. I might be completely wrong. This might be a fucking horrible example. But you're basically asking the position the tire is, that the ones I've drawn, we see the front of the tire and the front top. Like we see this, yes. From underneath, we see the tire from the bottom. Does that make more sense? Okay, I think hopefully I answered roughly, or at least I am on the line, around the lines of what you were asking, right? It's actually, and I'm really grateful you're asking these questions, because the more I understand and can teach myself, the better, right? So if the tire is at the bottom, we would see more something like this. Yeah, right? We'd see something like that. Yeah. Well, it's a bit off, but yeah. That's from the bottom, right? That's why we have something like this sort of perspective, right? Because it's from the bottom. Actually, no, I fucked that up. It's this. Okay, ignore that, ignore that. But I fucked up the box, but the perspective is from the bottom. Uh, but I guess anything I can try to explain how the parts connect to myself. If I can explain how the parts connect to whatever audience still exists as well as to myself, I'm learning and you're learning, hopefully. So we have, and I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna draw over just for my own sake, right? And I guess I can do it here, right? So if I'm gonna draw from the bottom, you are absolutely correct in the sense that I'd want to imagine the box, and I'd want to do something like this, right, where we can see the bottom of this plane, right? Because this is the box. See, now that I'm actually making a concentrated effort, it probably makes a lot more sense, right? But let's see. We have, again, we have this thing covering it like so, and it's also arching. How far is it arching? Well, it's arching back here, so it's something like this, right? We also have, let's say, a cylinder in the middle that is connected by something like that, right? And it's connected to this piece right here. Yeah, hi, buddy seven. I hope. Oh, sorry. What did you say your name was, bro? Fuck, I gotta scroll all the way back. I'd rather use your name because I like to be polite. I'm actually a decent guy. Fuck, am I retarded? I can't. Goddamn, I can't see. We're just talking about racism. Where's the fucking? Where's his name? I don't know, bro. Am I retarded? I might be. I can't see his name. Okay, Jeff. Oh, I knew it was a very fucking generic, simple name. My name Jeff. I'm sure you've heard that a lot. I'm sorry, but yeah, as Jeff was, I hope I have answered. Or not even answered. I hope relatively. This makes sense. I'm fucking sorry, bro. But let's see. I do, but it's cool. No, you're lying. I'm sure it's fucking annoying as shit. I apologize. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it's annoying as fuck. Okay, so something like that, right? This is like the covering thing. If we want to get even more, okay, then I'm just trying to explain it to myself. So that's the first part, the wheel. The wheel is connected like this, right? And then you have this pipe cylindrical attachment, which is bent technically, right? It's a bent cylinder, like so, right? No, you 100% nailed it. What I was attempting to say in my paragraph of your nonsense. No, I mean, trust. Even trying to understand perspective is difficult. Explaining it's also equally as difficult, I guess. Right. So now we have the body. So let's just say it comes along the center of this, goes up. Let's just say one unit, one arbitrary unit that's small. How do I explain this to myself? There's 3 people watching. I better not fuck up. But how do I explain this to myself? So okay, this box really helps because it's something like that, right? And it's also being pushed backwards, like so, I believe. Uh, I think. And then it's coming up like this. Maybe that's a fuck up. And then, okay, so we got box like that. We're following this perspective, and then we're going up, right? So we're following this perspective, going up. and then it's connected like, there you go. This is still incorrect. I think I'm just struggling to see from the bottom how this could look, right? Like, how the fuck would that look? Be something like that, and something like that. There you go. Yeah, Antonio's right. You do have a much larger margin of error when it comes to this shit. And obviously that's on the other side. Good. I think that makes sense. That probably didn't make sense to anybody watching, but it made sense to me, which is what matters. I honestly don't mind the whole Jeff thing. I like the character, and it's better than the whole Jeff the Killer thing from the UK. Get that a lot. I actually don't know what Jeff the Killer is. So, and there you go, one less person to perpetuate a stereotype that you don't like. But okay, and then from the bottom, something like that, right? It's a good thing I have the perspective to keep me in line, but probably barely see that top. We don't actually see that top. And then we have something like this, right? It's connected. So it goes around. What do you say? Crap, shouldn't have said that. Sweet that don't Google it. Dude, honestly, I don't give a shit enough to Google it. Don't worry. And if I do Google it, I'll just be like, interesting. And then I'll move on with my life. So don't worry about it. Either way, it doesn't make a difference to me. And then it's connected like, okay, this is all going to shit so fast, right? Okay, I tried explaining it to myself. I think I kind of understand it, but not really. But we've still made progress. This attachment is something I want to focus on, and slowly but surely, as you know, this is how it works. This is how the progress works. So it's very difficult to think about because it's already been almost an hour and a half, which is my fucking limit apparently. So yeah, it's already like this was really difficult to think about. But in terms of visualizing, slowly but surely, I think I'm getting it. How about for like the next 10 minutes? Why don't we all just practice lines? I will practice not just lines, but I'll just practice creating shapes, arbitrary shapes in perspective to refine my knowledge. Right? You might be burning out, bro. Lots of drawing today. Yeah. I usually draw for 2 hours a day, max. So this is new to me, of course, and I'm still trying to keep my hands very loose while I draw. But let's do a lot of the bottom perspective because clearly I'm struggling with that, right? Why don't I just practice drawing boxes with also little divots, right? Get used to that. Yeah, everybody, let's all practice doing what we can. Let's all practice drawing our boxes. Obviously, mine might be a little bit more complicated, might not, but let's end it off with that. I'm gonna rest my brain, and then I'm just gonna end it off with drawing a lot of boxes in that bottom angle and just visualizing it, right? So just give me a minute. Oh, my neck is so fucking sore. But yeah, let's enjoy some silence and not my voice. Great. All right. I'm surprised 5 people are, okay, four, because my iPad are still here. Right. That's actually pretty cool to me. Thank you for sticking along. But probably because it's also later in the day, right? I also need to really focus on keeping my hands loose because I have soreness. I got this a few days ago. I just mentioned earlier. I don't want to be one of those people who gets that shit. Even though I hold my pen lightly, I think I do subconsciously tense it, even without realizing. So it's important to not do that. Just practice some lines, drawing in a loose manner, right? They will be shit, but that's the whole point. I'm basically retraining my muscle memory to be even more loose and chill with the pen. But yeah, everybody, let's draw some shapes as well, right? So this is called form carving. You have a box, right? And you're basically just quote unquote carving shapes out. So along the contour, you might do something like this, right? But you have to follow your perspectives, everybody, right? Something like that. See? Now, if that's confusing, this is basically what we carved out. And we still retained the form, right? And all you're doing is you're following the contour lines. And it's difficult, don't get me wrong, it's very difficult, but it's very doable, but it takes a lot of time. And I will specifically say probably hours and hours and hours and hours and weeks and months to get proficient in it, right? There you go. That's a more, I think, what is it, measurable amount of time that you can think about, right? Rather than just, oh, I guess I'll do it 10 times and I'll be better. Technically, yes, if you do it concentrated 10 times, you will be better, but it still takes time. Now I'm doing form. What is it? What's it called? Form wrapping, right? There you go. Wrapping around a sphere. You'll see the video for this in 3 weeks from now where I go off on this. But for those of you watching, I guess Jeff, anybody, yeah, ask me any more questions you have about my drawing, I guess. Actually, should I even answer it now? I'm gonna hit 500 subs probably in a few weeks, and I was gonna do a Q&A where I reveal not my face, but my very, very sexy body. Right, there's trapping the audience and all that good shit. So yeah, maybe I'll do a community post instead. But here, let's keep practicing this angle. Right, visualize it. You know, maybe try some of the scooter stuff, but nothing serious. It doesn't have to be legit. It can just be my means to an end, right? Just to think about it a bit more. There you go. There you go. Right, doesn't really make sense, but doesn't really need to. We're just thinking of random shapes and applying it that way, right? Okay, let me do some other stuff. Yeah, this bottom perspective is very important to keep in mind, though, because we all want to be able to draw from this at one point, I assume. See, that wasn't perfect, so I'll just do it again. This time I'll start with the cylinder. But Jeff does have a point. Maybe I am a little bit burning out. Not even burning out, just probably just mentally fatigued. It's okay, that was. I'm definitely mentally fatigued. Yeah, I can't even think properly anymore. Okay, I'm just gonna keep drawing some fucking boxes until time runs out, or not time runs out, until the page fills out. Right. This is when we have to practice the most. There you go. Got my nice little bike shape here. Right. Maybe we can do a little bit of that. Still technically, because I know the relative flow, we can even maybe just do something like that. I don't know. But okay, fuck it. Let me just draw some lines here and call it a day. Yeah, my mind is not. I still gotta fucking play piano after this too. What time is it? Holy shit, it's 9. I was supposed to be done at 8:30 or like 8. But it's too fun. It's too fun to draw and talk to people and figure things out together. Thank you. You guys actually helped me figure. And by you guys, mostly Jeff. But you guys definitely helped me figure it out a bit more. Or maybe that's how I cope, right? But either way, we're all a community. Woo. All that shit. Okay, I'm done. I need to rest my finger, but I guess before I exit, if anybody's still here, right, let's say bye. Let's say bye, everybody. Let's say bye before I do my outro, right, where I just beg for likes. I guess I'll beg for it right now. Like, subscribe, beg, beg, beg. Right? I'm fucking begging up your butthole, please. I found a lot of shit there though. You should wipe that. But yeah, begging for likes, begging for subscribes. Oh, Jeff isn't responding. Sad days. Anyways, I guess he had to go. But anyways, for all of you still surprisingly watching, right? As always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me money. Thank you. And now I'm just gonna awkwardly detach my camera because I can't even fucking exit it without doing that. Woo, goodbye.